Alright, what's up guys, Tactics here with another video for you, and boy, I gotta say, this year has been filled to the brim with so many releases than I can keep up with. The holiday season is nearly here, and you can expect this year to end with tons more games coming out, leaving many people, myself included, with just some dust and cobwebs in their wallet. Fortunately and unfortunately for gamers out there, it doesn't end there, since Nintendo is preparing for the Nintendo Switch 2, and I think PlayStation is also releasing some new handheld device coming out soon, I believe. Not to mention having set up the beginning of next year with a strong starting lineup of games. So with that, I've got 10 of the best RPGs that you can expect to see in 2025. Now I'm not going to waste any more of your time, so let's dive right in with number 10. Starting off the list strong here, we've got CLA Obscure Expedition 33. This game follows the members of Expedition 33 on their quest to destroy the Paintress so that she will never create another deadly work of art again. You explore a world filled with horrific beauty inspired by Belle Époque France, I believe is how you pronounce that. I'm not really sure, I'm not French after all, whilst taking on unique looking enemies in your traditional turn-based style RPG, with real-time mechanics like button prompts that will appear just before your attacks land on an enemy for added damage and effects. You'll be able to build up your party of 6 with members of the expedition like Gustav, Mel, and other members by crafting unique builds to fit your playstyle using different gear, stat growths, skills, and character synergies. Overall, I gotta say, the graphics looks pretty stunning, and this game definitely came out of left field from the Xbox showcase. I never would have expected a game like this from them, funny enough, but certainly something to look forward to. But what do you guys think about CLA Obscure Expedition 33? At number 9, we've got Tales of Grace's F Remaster. Now, I talked about this game a little in my reaction video of the Indie World and Nintendo Partner Showcase that was recently, so I will be brief here. Most Tales of games have unique stories to them, and even though this one isn't anything too special, the gameplay is without a doubt the best feature of this game. The battle system is fast paced and can be tough to master, especially on the hardest difficulty, but man, does it feel good when you do master it. The characters themselves are decent, and it's kinda like a coming of age sort of story with many of the characters, as old friends become enemies for the main character to overcome throughout his journey. So I highly recommend this for the battle system alone, because it's just that good. So yeah, I'm just super happy to see this game come to the Switch on January 17th of next year. Coming in at number 8, we've got Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky First. That's right baby, Falcom has announced a remake of the original Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky for the Switch. The story involves our two protagonists, Estelle and her partner, Joshua, who aspire to become bracers. Bracers are those who journey around the region to uphold peace. They start off as apprentice bracers traveling across the Liberal Kingdom, resolving various requests and incidents to gain experience as bracers. This game is a full remake of the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, recreating the Liberal Kingdom setting in full 3D. Transitions from fields to towns are now seamless, allowing players to feel fully immersed in the world of Trails in the Sky. As for the battle system, attacking enemies on the field will initiate command-based battles where you engage in combat using various attacks and magic spells called arts while following the turn order of allies and enemies. So this game is basically following in the footsteps of Trails through Daybreak with its battle system, which I believe is much needed. As someone who just got into the series with Daybreak, I couldn't be more happy to see this game, and you can bet I will be getting this on day one. As of right now though, we don't have an exact date, but regardless, I am super excited for this remake. But what are your thoughts about Trails in the Sky First? So, what does it mean to be a hero? Well, in the fairy tale land of Albion, that is entirely up to you. With a dark threat looming, and in a world where your reputation precedes you, your choices will change Albion forever. Now this is an interesting one with Fable reboot, or I guess maybe 2025, whatever you want to call it. That's right, Fable is back after collecting a hell of a lot of dust on Xbox's shelf for years now, and it looks better than ever. Well, maybe not this character design at least, but the world itself does look very, very good. To be fair, I don't really have much to say about this game. I vaguely remember playing a Fable game back in the day, but it has been so long. As for the main character herself, as long as the female character has some competent writing associated with her design, I guess I'm okay with that. Plus, the gameplay looks decent enough, but this one could be a hit or miss for me. But what do you guys think about Fable 2025? At number 6, we've got Suikoden 1 and 2. Now the first game, which is called Gate of Ruin, involves fighting against the oppressive rule of the Empire while Dunan Unification War. The second game takes place 3 years after the first, where you'll be battling against the city-states of Charleston. Another turn-based RPG with all new features with updated graphics and familiar features such as the home base mechanic where you can gain access to a castle as the hero. Characters that are not in your party will reside here at the home base, with certain characters also playing significant roles like setting up shops there. Then there's the war event where you will amass an entire army to decimate your enemies. Results will differ according to its type and advantages and disadvantages in the battle. Then there's this whole dueling system where you can fight against characters in your party or other different characters. Like, the more I look into this game, the more I realize that I might have missed out on something pretty good back in the day. But now that it's getting a remaster version coming out next year, I will certainly be getting my hands on this game. And if you guys are enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that like button for me and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my videos. It really does help me out a ton. Thanks again, guys. Now then, let's get back to it with number 5. Next, we've got Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, I love me some Pokemon, even though Game Freak has been releasing some pretty garbage tier slop lately. But I guess I'm just as trashy as whatever you call this, since I just keep coming back to eat that shit up. There really hasn't been any more information since the reveal of it in the Pokemon Present though, which I'm actually okay with, so long as they give this game enough love and care that it deserves. After all, Legends Arceus has become probably one of my favorite Pokemon games to date. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, but once we get more details about the game, you can bet I will be covering it. And it is safe to say that we will probably see this sometime early next year. Coming in at number 4, we've got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Now I'm assuming that this will be a similar case to Suikoden, where we will get both games packed into one with a whole new coat of paint. And I believe these two games are the lesser known ones in the series, since I think, and I could be wrong when I say this, but the original game came to the US on the SNES, but didn't really sell very well. The series became pretty obscure for Western audiences for years after that. Honestly, I was just happy to get a remake of Dragon Quest 3, but now they've confirmed 1 and 2 as well was like the icing on the cake. So yeah, another classic turn-based RPG that we'll be getting next year. Okay, now we're down to our last 3 big hitters, with number 3 being Monster Hunter Wilds. Now please don't burn me at the stake when I say this, but I've never really played any of the Monster Hunter games before. I've seen plenty of gameplay from the series, and I've even considered buying the spin-off series, Monster Hunter Stories, I believe is what it's called, which I think had you capturing monsters and using them in battle, or something like that. Either way, the series has always had me interested. I just never got around to buying any of them. But wow, when I saw the announcement trailer, it looked fantastic. Like when the player was riding this monster through a herd of these other creatures, and then he was taking on this massive behemoth of a monster, it just looked awesome. So I kind of understand why the fans of the series were kind of losing their mind when they showed the trailer. It kind of reminded me of myself with Zelda and Tears of the Kingdom for the first time. But right now there's no exact release date for the game, but so far it has been slated for 2025. Next up on the list we have Atelier Yumiya, Alchemist of Memories and the Envision Land. Now I hate to admit this, but once again, I've never really played any of the Atelier games. But similar to Monster Hunter, the trailer looked pretty damn cool. In my opinion, this is how you actually design a female main character. Yes, she may look more like your typical anime character, but I'm mainly talking about designing a female protagonist with some pretty badass abilities while still sporting that sort of sexy yet classy look to them. No one really cares for a girl boss that can drink you under the table or whatever, but more so on the graceful look. Or maybe, I don't know, that's just me. Regardless, you'll be following Yumiya on her journey with her allies to uncover the truth behind the fall of the Aladician Empire, all on top of confronting her past. And even though the game seems to be more action-based this time instead of turn-based, it still looks very good. And like I said before, I've never really played any of these games, but this might be the game that could convince me to join the bandwagon of fans who praised the series for its alchemy mechanics. Yes, I mean, did she develop those thighs naturally, or was this the results of her research as well? But anyways, here are some honorable mentions before we get to our top game on the list. Alright, here we are at number 1. Ruin Factory Guardians of Ozma. Now I talked extensively about this game in my breakdown video, so if you like what you see in this one, be sure to go and check that video out after you finish this one, of course. Now this game is taking a new turn for the series with its setting and character designs, and also having 2 main characters that are actually relevant to the main story. And with this being a life sim game coupled with some action RPG elements, this very well could become my favorite Ruin Factory game. The farming is more streamlined with the sacred treasures, as well as having a grid-based system for it, alongside very nice fluid animation in and outside of combat. Not to mention the characters you'll get to meet and befriend, and even develop romantic relationships with. I don't know. So far, I just love their designs way more than Ruin Factory 5's character designs. The story could actually be very interesting as well, which makes this a must-have for me. It's strange though, it seems like the older I've gotten, the more I've come to actually appreciate more laid-back games like this. But I still do love having some action in my games, which is probably why I could really never get into Harvest Moon, and why this is the perfect kind of game for me. But what do you guys think about Guardians of Ozma? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, there you have it guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if any of these games stand out to you or what your list of games are for 2025. But if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button for me and subscribe if you're feeling even more generous for more content like this. Thank you so much, and with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.